Layla and Majnun, a timeless tale of unrequited love in the golden sands of the Arabian desert, under the vast and endless sky, a love story as old as time itself was born. It was a love that would inspire poets, musicians, and dreamers for centuries. This is the tale of Layla and Majnun, a story of pure, unyielding love that defied the boundaries of time, space, and society. In a small village, nestled among palm trees and oasis springs, lived a boy named Kays and a girl named Layla. They were schoolmates, attending the same madrasa, where their days were filled with the recitations of the Quran and the teachings of their elders. One day, as the sun cast its golden rays on the earth, Kays noticed Layla for the first time. Her eyes, dark and deep, seemed to hold the mysteries of the universe. Her laughter was like a gentle breeze, caressing his soul. In that moment, Kays felt a stirring in his heart, a feeling he could not yet comprehend. As days turned into weeks, Kays and Layla found themselves drawn to each other. They would sit together under the shade of date palms, sharing stories and dreams. Their bond grew stronger, an unspoken understanding blossoming between them. They were like two halves of a whole, their souls intertwined in a dance as old as time. As Kays and Layla grew older, their innocent friendship blossomed into a deep, all-consuming love. Kays would write poems about Layla, his words capturing the essence of her beauty and the depth of his feelings. He would recite these poems to anyone who would listen, earning him the nickname Majnun, the madman. Their love, however, was not to be. Layla's father, a man of tradition and honor, could not fathom his daughter marrying someone who would become the subject of ridicule and scandal. He forbade Layla from seeing Majnun, fearing that their union would bring shame upon their family. Despite their separation, the love between Layla and Majnun only grew stronger. Layla was confined to her home, watched over by her family, while Majnun wandered the desert, reciting his poems to the stars and the winds. He refused to eat or drink, consumed by his longing for Layla. His once bright eyes grew dim, his once strong body frail, but his heart remained steadfast. Driven to the brink of madness by his unfulfilled love, Majnun exiled himself to the desert. He roamed the vast, empty expanse, living among the wild animals and drawing solace from the beauty of nature. His poetry became more profound, his love for Layla deeper and more spiritual. He saw her face in every flower, heard her voice in the rustling of the leaves. Layla, too, suffered in silence. Her family, determined to see her wed to a man of their choosing, arranged her marriage to a wealthy nobleman. Though Layla obeyed, her heart remained with Majnun. On her wedding night, she confessed to her husband that she could never love him, for her heart belonged to another. Her husband, moved by her honesty, vowed never to touch her and to respect her love for Majnun. Despite the physical distance between them, Layla and Majnun communicated through their hearts. They would write secret letters, pouring their souls onto parchment. Layla's maidservant, a trusted confidant, would deliver these letters to Majnun and return with his replies. Their words were filled with longing, pain, and an unbreakable bond that defied all odds. Years passed, and Majnun's fame as a poet and a lover spread far and wide. Travelers would seek him out in the desert, hoping to hear his verses and witness the depth of his devotion. Though his body grew weaker, his spirit remained strong. He found solace in the knowledge that his love for Layla was eternal, transcending the physical world. Layla, too, grew older. Her beauty, once radiant, was now tinged with the sadness of unfulfilled love. Her husband, true to his word, had respected her wishes, but Layla's heart remained heavy. She spent her days praying for Majnun, her nights dreaming of their reunion. She knew that her love for him would never die, and that they would be reunited in the afterlife. One day, word reached Layla that Majnun had fallen gravely ill. Desperate to see him one last time, she escaped from her home and journeyed into the desert. When she found him, he was lying beneath a tree, his body weak but his eyes filled with love. They embraced, their hearts beating as one for the first time in years. In that moment, they knew that their love had transcended all earthly boundaries as Layla held Majnun in her arms, His spirit began to fade. He whispered words of love and devotion, his breath growing weaker with each passing moment. Layla, too, felt her strength waning. She lay beside him, their hands clasped together, and closed her eyes. Together, they took their final breath, their souls ascending to the heavens.